Hey everyone, so why are video intros important? Video intros are so critical for branding purposes because they help your audience to know who you are and what your business is all about. In addition, video intros help you to build a strong connection with your audience and also helps to prepare their mind for the important section of your video. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be teaching you how to make a very cool intro video inside of Canva. Don't go anywhere, let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, this is Benjamin here. I'm one of the few verified Canva experts here in Africa. So if this is your first time joining me on this channel, I must say you are so welcome. I would highly encourage you to hit on the subscribe button because this is the best channel in my opinion where you can learn everything about Canva. And if you are an OG, look, what's up? Thank you so much for the continuous support. I'm so grateful. Okay, so without any further ado, let's jump straight into it. So here I am in Canva, okay, and this is the video intro I created, and I can see everything looks a bit messy and all that. So I'll just walk you through the whole thing. Make sure you're on the home page, click on create a design, and all you have to do is to search for video. Okay, once you search for video, it should pop up. So I'll just choose a 1920 by 1080 dimension. Okay, so you realize that what we have currently is just a blank canvas. So we are now going to be adding every single thing we need to add. Okay, so this is what I'll need you to do. First of all, press R on your keyboard and you should see this shape pop up. Okay, and we are just going to create, a large shape. It should just cover every single part of your blank canvas. Okay, and change the color to white. There's a reason why we are doing this. Don't worry, you will understand soon. So change the color to white. All right, so what we are going to do next is to right click and just make sure you are seeing show timing. Once you click on it, you should see this over here. Okay, so we want to stretch it out. So I'll just come here to zoom page and I would just drag my slider. Okay, so now you can see what we have. I'll drag this all the way maybe to half of it and duplicate. All right, so when I duplicate, I'll select the color and make this one black. Okay, so when I make it black, I would also right click and you can see what we have at the moment is hide timing. Okay, so this is what we have to do. Drag this here a little bit, hold shift and select the shape we had behind, okay, which is the white shape. Then you can see we have them grouped over here. So click on this arrow, okay, and now we can separate. So I just have to know which is which. Okay, so I think this is the white, and if I select this, this is the black. Okay, so I can just move it here. Then make sure you are dragging them nicely and just making sure everything is looking sweet. All right, so that is with the background. Okay, after you do that, make sure you are covering your canvas with the black. All right, okay, so now move the time handle to the beginning. Okay, so at this point, what we are going to do next is to add our text. Okay, and afterwards we'll animate them. So I will just come here and I'll press T on my keyboard for text, and make sure you are not selecting anything. Okay, so T on my keyboard for text. I'll make the text bigger and I can just say creative. Okay, so all caps. Okay, so this is what we have at the moment, and I will just make it bigger, something like this. You can change the typeface if you are if you are not satisfied with what you currently have. So I'll change mine to the Poppins Extra Bold, and this is what I have at the moment. So I will just make it come over here and everything should just show like that. Okay, so you can see at the moment we are only seeing the black shape in there. Don't worry about it, everything will be sorted out. All right, nice one. So you can see that once we are scrubbing through, that's when we get to see the white shape. Do you understand? So the best thing to do is to select this text over here, come to color and choose any color of your choice. So you can choose maybe a purple, and when you scrub through, you can see that this is actually what we are looking for. You understand? So select the text, come to animate, and you can choose any of the text animation of your choice. All right, but I'm going to look for row because this is what I use in the beginning. So I'll select row and just make sure the animation option is on both. Okay, so that's what we are looking for, and then once you scrub in, we can see that when it's getting to the end, it just fades out. All right, okay, so what we have to do next is to select the text and duplicate it. Okay, once you duplicate it, right click and okay, it's now just telling us hide timing. Okay, so maybe let me just drop it down, select the two, and to be able to know which is which. Okay, so you can see once you select this, I can move it to the end over here. Then I select it and bring it to the top. Don't worry about the text you are seeing behind. Okay, don't worry, everything will be fine soon. So with this, I can just say creative, maybe business. Okay, so BUSINESS. Alright, and if we scrub through, you can see how this is looking very easy and very simple. So I would want us to adjust the background because the black background begins to appear after the second text is already animating, but in this case we want all of them to come in the same time. So this is what I'm going to do. I would hold shift and click on the black background so that we can see how they are all positioned. Okay, then I'll make sure I drag the black background to where my text is starting. Okay, so if I'm to scrub through, this is how it's going to look like. You can see. Then we can just change the color of the second text to white if you want. All right, so now that you've seen this, you can just duplicate and create, with the same style or with the same method we've used to create up to this point. You can just duplicate and just arrange things like that. So let me just duplicate and add one more text and then maybe one more background so that you can be able to be happy. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I will select my shape and I'll duplicate it. Okay, then I'll just change the color to, let's say, red for now. All right, then I select it with the I'll press and hold shift and click on the black background. Okay, so now you can see that I have selected the red shape at the moment, so I will just drag it over here. Then I just make it cover the entire canvas. All right, right click and send it to the back. Okay, and then don't worry, because if we are to scrub things through, this is how it's going to look like. You can see after the black we come to the red. Okay, nice one. Then with the text, I will duplicate it. Okay, so just to know how things are positioned and all that, I would select my text, and I think this is my extra text. Okay, then I'll just move it somewhere here because this is where the red comes in. Okay, so we have red at the background. Okay, so maybe I can just bring it forward a little bit. So now what we have to do is press and hold Ctrl and click until you find the red shape. Okay, then just bring it forward. Okay, so that we can be able to see things, and just to make things easy, so click on the red shape or select the red shape, press and hold shift and select the business text, the third business text we added, so you can see how everything is looking. They are positioned at the proper place. So I will just place this on top. Okay, and we can change this to maybe I'll just say advertising. Okay, so advertising. I don't know if I've spelled it correctly, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so then with this I can make the color blue. So I come here and change the color to, let me see, I think blue should be fine. Okay, this is even fine for me. Okay, so if you are to play through, this is how it's going to look like. Okay, so you can see there's a long pause over here, so this means that I have to drag this here. All right, and I have to also make sure that everything is happening well, so I'll drag the shape over here so that right after the business we have advertising, then after advertising we can now have our logo come in. Okay, so this is what I'm just going to do. I'll scroll down to find my logo, and I should see my logo over here, so I'll add my logo and make it smaller. Then you can see at the element timing it's covering the whole part of our video, but I'll just trim it to the latter part because this is the only part I want it to appear. After the advertising, then maybe it can also start. Okay, so this is what we have at the moment. Okay, so let's also animate the logo. All right, so you can see that the logo is behind all our text over here. So I press and hold Ctrl and I click until my logo is selected. Then I come to position and I can just say bring to front so that we can be able to work on it easily. Now select animate, and in animate you can choose any animation you want for your logo. Okay, so let's see how okay, so I just don't like it like that. I think baseline should be good, and I want it to come from the top to the bottom. Okay, so just this alone, this is how it's going to appear. All right, then what I'll do is with my advertising text, okay, I will duplicate it. All right, so when I duplicate it, I'll select everything over here, and this is it over here, so I'll just trim it. Okay, so that it's just here. Okay, so you can see how it's showing. So I'll just type my slogan over here, which is no limit, okay, to creativity. What am I doing? Okay, so no limit to creativity. Okay, so this is what we have over here. I'll select it all, change the color to black, and I'll just use the regular pop-ins. Okay, then what I have to do next is just to reduce the size and position it here. Okay, so this is what we have at the moment. All right, so you can see what we have at the moment. Nice one. So what we have to do now is you can add some extra elements to your video if only you want. Okay, and I'll just show you what we can actually do. So let's come back into it. I'll just scrub it over here, and you can see how everything is looking very easy and very simple. So I will just press C on my keyboard. Okay, make sure you're not selecting anything. Press C on my keyboard for circle, I would, place some circles over here, duplicate it, make this one a bit bigger. I can move it here, duplicate it, position this here, duplicate it. Okay, so I'll just make a lot of duplications because at the end of the day we can use the element timing feature to make all the circles appear at different times. Okay, so maybe this one can be bigger, this one can be a little bit, so just something like that. Okay, so maybe I want the first 3. Maybe I'll select 1, 2, 3. Okay, so press and hold shift so you can see how they are all appearing, and it should just appear, maybe somewhere here. Okay, so you can see how this is looking, and I can just drag this a little bit, and maybe this one also a little bit. So you can just select this, come to animate, and just choose pop. Okay, so you want them to come in as pops. Then I select this, also do the same for it, and this one also pop. So to make things easier, what we can do is we can select all the circles. Okay, so press and hold shift while you select all the circles. Okay, so you can see what we have over here, and it keeps becoming smaller because the number of elements we have over here. They become to animate, and we choose pop for all. Okay, then we can just drag this here, maybe come over here. This one you can just trim and position it here. This one just trim, position this one also over here. This one just trim, and let me just fast forward this step. Okay, so at this point, if we scrap through, you can see that the shapes are appearing at different times. So at this time, especially around this side, because it's red behind, I can just make it appear as white. Okay, so depending on the ones that are appearing, we can just select them and choose white, and I think this one also appeared here. We'll choose white. Okay, so you can see how this is looking. Okay, I think this is fine. Even here we can even choose white for them. Okay, so white, and this is also white, and which one else? Okay, so I think this one is also white, so we just choose white for it. Okay, so yeah, I think we are on a good path. At this point, we can choose the same color we are using for the text. Okay, so let's see which one comes in. Okay, so this one, same color. Okay, this one, same color, and I think this one, same color. Okay, yeah, so this is how it's looking. Okay, so this one will also be white, and let's keep scrubbing through to do the few corrections. Okay, this one is let me just move this away to somewhere here. Okay, then I'll just change the color to white. Yeah, nice one. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do is to add some sounds to the intro, because what is video without sound? It doesn't really make sense. Okay, so at this point, I think I need to get my headphones. Okay, I know, yes, just don't mind me, and we are going to be adding some sounds to whatever we have at the moment. All right. Okay, so I will just come into my upload because I already uploaded some sounds. But so if you don't have any sounds, you can just go on Google, just search for maybe pop sound effect, download it and upload it in Canva, depending on what you are looking for. Just download it and upload it in Canva. So I would go into my audio. Okay, and I have several audios over here. So you can see this is the typing audio, and this we have over here. Okay, so I would click this and drag it on my timeline. Okay, so you can see the audios over here. So what I'm going to do is I'll double click on my audio, and I just want the latter part of my audio. Okay, because we don't want places that once it's ending, everything gets to look as if it's now beginning and all that. So let's play through and let's see what we have at the moment. Okay, so you can see how it sounds at the moment. So what I'm going to do next is, because I have some extra sounds in there, I would position them when my text is coming. So I have this typing one I have. Okay, so I will drag it here. So when the text is starting, okay, so at this point I will just click and drag it over here. Okay, then I'll just copy right. So this is how it's going to sound. Okay, yeah, it's something faint, but that's what we are looking for. And I'll duplicate it. Okay, and with the next part of the text, which is business, I'll just click and drag it here. Okay, and advertising, I would also just duplicate it and move it over here so you can see what we have at the moment. Okay, then I scrub it through, and that's it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is with the pops, I'm going to add some sound effects to the pops. Okay, just minimal sound to the pops so that everything can just look interesting. Okay, so I'll go back and I'll go into my audio. This is my pop audio, so I'll place it here on my timeline, and I'll just crop all of this part because I don't need it. Okay, so depending on where the circles are popping in, I can just duplicate it. Okay, and yeah, just make it appear. Okay, so you can see how it's looking. Okay, so depending on where the pops are appearing, I just do a Ctrl+C. Okay, and select them, so one appears over here, so I can just paste. Another one appears over here too, so I do a paste. Okay, and I think that is all. So if you are to play through this, what we have. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is the audio. It sounds too abrupt, so I will just drag it here a little bit and just listen to it for the last time. Okay, so let me rather do this with the zoom. The zoom should start from here, and maybe let me just extend this a little bit and extend this a little bit. Double click and let it come from here. So let's play it and see. Okay, so I'll just drag it here and play. Okay, so I think I love this. Okay, so let's play it for the last time and let's see what we have been able to create. Okay, so I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, I would appreciate if you leave a like, and also you can leave a comment on any questions you may have concerning this video. My name is Benjamin. Always remember, there is no limit to creativity, and I should see you in my next video.